Guys, before we start the video today, I do have 2 digital copies of Revolution Radio, Green Day's new album that I'm going to be giving away. I'm going to be selecting winners over on my Twitter. All you have to be doing in order to be eligible to win, you have to follow me on Twitter at ARTV Reviews, linked in the description down below, and retweet the pinned tweet that you see on this page. You're going to have a week to enter, and then I will be picking winners on Twitter. I'll tweet you or else DM you. What's up everyone, John from ARTV. Today I have a very special video on my hands. It's not just a regular top 10. In fact, as you see from the title of this video, I'm counting down my personal choices for the top 20 Green Day songs. My favorites, the absolute best of the best. Green Day just released their new album, Revolution Radio. If you didn't see my review of that, or any of the other reviews that I released leading up to the release of RevRad, you can check the description. There's a playlist that contains all of those videos. Thank you guys so much for showing all of those reviews, the countdowns like the episode of 7 on Sunday, underrated Green Day songs, so much love. Smash the like button, just some of them really took off in terms of numbers. Thank you guys so much. They're my favorite band, and it really means a lot to me whenever I see videos like that doing well. So like I said, all of those videos are linked in the description down below. Today I'm counting down my choices for the top 20 from this punk trio out of the Bay Area in California. So excited to talk about this. I am going to be talking about this in kind of a limited format and capacity because I have talked about the majority of these songs before in more excruciating detail. I tend to talk for quite a while whenever Green Day are up on the chopping block. So excuse me, maybe I'm talking a little bit too much about them, but they're my favorite band. I hope you guys will enjoy this video. Be sure to leave a like on it. And of course, let me know some of your favorites in the comment section down below. None of that commenting bullshit where you're like, oh, where's this song? Where's that song? My list, not yours. So with that being said, enjoy the top 20 Green Day songs. Here's our first choice.
Shut your mouth cause you're talking too much and I don't give a fuck anyway. Let the show go, let the show go, let the show go. Let the show go, let the show go, let the show go. Let the show go, let the show go, let the show go.
Uno as an album did not sit well with me over time, but Let Yourself Go has continued to stand out. I remember hearing this song for the first time. They performed it at the VMAs in 2012. They had the fans rushing the stage, and that was right around the time of Billie Joe's meltdown at the iHeartRadio Music Festival. That happened just a couple of weeks later, but I was so excited just by the energy that the band was presenting, and I love this track. It's kind of a giant middle finger to just life in general and just throwing everything out the window, throwing caution to the wind and letting yourself go. I love the backing vocals from Mike Dirnt on this track. They sound fantastic. Just the extra gotta let it go, gotta let it go. And it's just kind of a riot anthem. You see that restrained guitar just really coming through in the verses, building up, and then the huge anthemic chorus. I love this song. It's perfect for parties. It's perfect for just driving fast in your car too. It's all sorts of punk, and Green Day really needed something like this for a punch on Uno.
If anyone can hear me, slap some sense in there. But did you know already? And I end up talking to myself. Anxiety has got me strung out and frustrated. So I'm in my head, I bang it up against the wall.
Kerplunk came out when I was just a year old, 1992, but 80 still holds solid as such a fantastic track about a love gone wrong. At the time, Billie Joe was writing about his now wife, Adrian, and their relationship. He's talking about he thinks he's losing his mind. He doesn't know what to do. He's talking to his friends and they're all telling him, hey dude, you're going crazy here. I love this track. The guitar tone on it, it's very just nostalgic in a way of the 90s. Obviously, they were doing something that was new and fresh at the time, but now when you look back at it, I look to songs like this as classic staples from the 90s, and obviously I feel like this is one of Green Day's most underrated gems. This track has everything that you could want in a Green Day song. Talking about a relationship, doing it in a kind of creative and clever way. I like how he's talking about losing his mind, and that's something that he's dealt with so many times, from panic attacks to relationships to politics, and here, this was just the start of it all for Green Day.
Without a doubt, singled out the only way I know, 'cause I wanna be the majority. I don't need your authority. Down with the moral majority, 'cause I wanna be the majority.
Oh Oh, did I mention politics? Yeah, they're coming through with that once again on Minority, and this was just a small preview of what was building up inside of lead singer and guitarist Billie Joe Armstrong. Minority was on Warning, and then of course we got American Idiot just 4 years later, a huge game-changing album, but on this record, Warning, we get the staple hit Minority. This is one that blew up at alternative radio. I remember it being popular when I was a kid. I would hear it on the radio, and I love this track to this day. It's another one that's just really just like rallying up the troops, having people rising up and just saying, a free-for-all, fuck them all, and I love that. I love the music video for it as well. It just sees them like cruising around town on the float. I love the structure of this track. It's just kind of loose and fun. The opening guitar riff, it's just very minimal, and it gets repeated, and it gets catchier and catchier the more I hear it. This song is everything that you could want in the poppier side of the pop punk Green Day.
It's all that I want, and I wanna be free. I got Satan right next to me. 'Cause we're all bloody freaks, and we'll give you the creeps. Chasing fireflies and zeros.
Whew, talk about a scorching riff. I love Bouncing Off the Wall, an ultimate party jam, just so much fun. I love the drumming from Trey Cool on this track, how it's really just guiding this song during the verses. Billy's vocals on this thing, fantastic. I love just dancing around the room, letting everything go to this track. It's so much fun. I crank it up every single time it comes on. Revolution Radio easily has a winner for me in terms of favorite songs. This one even rose above Bang Bang for me, which was very close to making this list, I might add. Bouncing Off the Wall is soon to go down as one of those Green Day songs that fans are going to be loving. I could see this being an enormous song live. I hope to see them next spring whenever they tour. I'm hoping to get tickets for that. Hopefully I get to see this one live because that's going to be insane. Like I said, if you like older Green Day mixed with newer Green Day, it's got everything. It's such a lively anthem of a tune. I hope you guys will check it out if you haven't heard Revolution Radio yet.
Drain the pressure from the swelling. The sensation's overwhelming. Give me all of yesterday, and everything will be alright. Tell me that I won't feel the pain. Give me Novacaine.
Strip things down a bit for our number 16 pick, Give Me Novacaine. One of my favorite tracks on American Idiot. There's so many favorites for me. This is just the first of many that you're going to see in my top 20. Give Me Novacaine is continuing the story of Jesus, the Jesus of Suburbia, and Jimmy, just this character that he's created in his mind, and he's going through all of this stuff. He doesn't know how to get rid of the pain in his life. I think it's a fantastic and relatable moment on American Idiot because even if you're not addicted to Novocaine or whatever drug it may be, you're addicted to certain things in life, things that will ease your mind from the pain, whether it be just doing a certain thing. You have your routine that gets you away and helps you escape. It's okay to have those things, and I think this track is about vices and just finding redemption in those vices in a weird way. I love how this song comes across. It's got that hard-hitting vibe whenever the chorus rolls around and the ear-splittingly awesome guitar solo that just shreds us and melts our faces off every time it comes around. Easily one of the best songs on American Idiot. I can't give this song enough praise.
Sending all my love to you. You are the moonlight of my life every night. Giving all my love to you.
Who would have thought such a sweet, slow-lit fuse would come from the punk rockers Green Day? On their album 21st Century Breakdown, we get the lovely Last Night on Earth, a fantastic ode to a lover who is far away, maybe can't be right there with them, but they're still in your mind. They're still just out of reach. And I love the lyrical content on this one. It's so hopeful. It's like reminding me of probably whenever Billy was just distant from Adrian, his now wife. She was in Minnesota. He's out in the Bay Area. He's in Oakland, and she's just trying to really connect with him, and maybe he's missing her. And it ties into the story of Christian and Gloria, obviously, for 21st Century Breakdown, but of course, Billy is pulling from personal experiences. This is a a beautiful piano-led track that slowly adds in more drumming. Billy's voice is just so soothing here. How could you resist this serene atmosphere? It's absolutely phenomenal. A perfect song for the perfect someone.
Like a desperation murmur on my heartbeat, murmur back from the edge of town, underneath their feet. The time has come and it's going nowhere. Nobody ever said that life was fair. Now go cutting the churches they will bear in the summer.
Is there a certain fetish for loving long Green Day songs that have multiple parts in them? If so, I'm very guilty of having it and indulging in it. The first of my choices in multiple part Green Day songs is Homecoming, because holy shit, are you kidding me? This song is everything. There's so many parts. I love that Billy, Mike, and Trey all get their own parts here. They all get to sing. Trey's part on this thing is fantastic. It's the most I've loved Trey singing on a song probably since All By Myself, and that's saying something. He's had some moments in terms of like backing vocals that have really caught my ear. I love that. And Mike on this thing as well. I fell asleep watching Spike TV. It's just kind of an anthem to being like a burnout trying to get back into the workforce. It still relates to the album's theme, of course, and I don't really feel like they dropped the ball on that, because even though they all wrote different parts and were just banging it out in a room, it still sounds so cohesive somehow, and they have the smoothest transitions. I don't know how the hell they pull it off, but they do it, and they do it damn well.
She don't tell my lady she disturbed. I better tell her that I love her before she does it all over again. Oh God, she's killing me. For now I around, well that's all I can really do.
Kicking it back to the first album that gave Green Day mainstream success in the United States and worldwide, we have a track from Dookie. This one is called Pulling Teeth, and I've talked about it before. If you ever saw my original top 17 favorite Green Day songs, I did list this as one of my favorites, and it's staying on my list even though it's constantly fluctuating for a reason. This is a track that just is one of the more comedic, I feel like, even on Dookie. It's one that has a dark, twisted sense of humor, because Billy wrote this from the perspective of a tortured lover, someone who is forced to keep being hurt over and over again. They're kept like in a brace, or they're kept all banged up or busted up, as Billy sings on this track, so that they can stay with their captor or else their lover, under the guise of being a lover. And he's just like, well, at least I'm getting my meals. At least I'm getting something out of this. I love how this song plays out. It's so hopeful with the instrumental. It's like, maybe I'm gonna get out of here, but at the end of the day, it's really just Stephen King's Misery all over again, and I love that it just has that sense of humor about it. Now, the antithesis of that potential hopeful gleam that you saw on our last choice, Pulling Teeth, completely dissipates on the new pick that we have here. Platypus, I Hate You. This track just seethes with rage, and I love it. I would love to send this to a few people. I can think of a few, like Donald Trump. The song is fast, punchy as hell, just really a total kick to the face, annihilates you with its rage. It's just a true punk gem from Green Day on an overlooked album, Nimrod. I've heard a lot of people say that they missed out on Nimrod, or they've never heard Platypus before, and I'm just like, it's so much fun. There's so much anger there, but it's also like fun to sing along to. Cause I hate you, cause I hate you. Seriously, if you're having a bad day, if you just want to give the finger to someone, just listen to this song. In fact, I have this set as my alarm to wake up to some days. That's how much I love it. Letterbomb is absolutely massive. What a tune we have here. I love the searing guitars on this one, and I love the teasing intro from Whatshername. Nobody likes you, everyone left you, they're all out without you having fun. We heard that in a previous pick, Homecoming, and we're hearing it again here because Homecoming actually was a callback to this very track, and it's one that not everyone knows. In fact, it goes unnoticed by many. I'm so glad that they played it at the Hall of Fame induction. That was awesome and unexpected, as you saw from that clip that I played at the start of this pick here. Letterbomb is underrated by many. I didn't put it on my underrated Green Day songs list just because I feel like American Idiot in general has a lot more exposure than other darker corners of their discography, so I wanted to highlight those. But I have to bring attention to Letterbomb here because holy shit, this is a killer tune. It fits with the narrative of American Idiot, but standing alone, it's so powerful. I love how fast-paced the guitar gets, especially once we get to the bridge. Holy shit, one of the best bridges that Green Day have ever done, hands fucking down.
Sound of a beating heart replace me in the system that's falling apart. The mind in a burnout of minimum wage. 'Cause I don't give a shit about the modern age. I don't wanna live in the modern world. I don't wanna live in the modern world. I don't wanna live in the modern world. I don't wanna live in the modern Suburbia.
Another multi-part, underappreciated song from Green Day. Who would have guessed it? This time we've got American Eulogy featuring the amazing Mass Hysteria and I Don't Want to Live in a Modern World. Mike Dirnt, thank you. I salute you. Just fantastic. I just love the lyrical content and just the way that Mike really gets down behind the microphone and slapping that bass and doing his thing there. Sounds amazing. Billy kind of takes a step back into the shadows for that part of the track, and then obviously they team up for the I Don't Want to Live in a Modern World shouted part. It's fantastic. It's catchy as hell. Once again, they pull off those seamless transitions between parts of the song, and I feel like this one does get overlooked in their discography.
Summer has come and passed. The innocent can never last. Wake me up when September ends.
Wake Me Up When September Ends is one of the saddest songs that Green Day have ever composed. It still fits into the American Idiot storyline, but it really tugs at the heart. This is one of those songs that it's very hard for me to listen to without tearing up a little bit, especially whenever I start thinking about Billy's perspective here and just watching performances of him tearing up on stage, crying because it's been so long, and he realizes that since he lost his father. This track is all about that, and the phrase "Wake me up when September ends" is what Billy Joe said to his mother whenever she came in his room after the funeral. He left the funeral because he was so upset. She was trying to check on him, and he said, "Wake me up when September ends," because it was such a horrible month for him already. He lost his dad on September 1st. He wanted the month to just be done and over with. This song is overwhelming. Like I've said before, it is hard to find a song where the solo and the guitar solo brings out so much damn emotion, because this one just gets stronger and stronger as it goes. You see it starting off, he's maybe in his more childhood years, how he thought back then. The acoustic guitar is guiding it. Billy's vocals sound a little bit less confident, maybe a little bit shaky, and then the drums start to pound and the song grows, and the number of years that he's counting down go on. 20 years have gone so fast. Wake Me Up When September Ends. The roaring chorus just brings everything to life, and the guitar solo just caps it off in a way that I never saw coming. The first time I heard this song, I instantly fell in love, and I said, this is what Green Day are doing. Give me more now.
I no reply, don't deny that you're sympathetic, unpathetic. Never goes and what's treated like you suffer something pain in the neck. You smell it, but you can't say it.
My number 8 pick is Prosthetic Head, and it's one that's really worked its way up my list over time, especially in recent months. I've been listening to Nimrod a lot more than usual, especially since I got a vinyl copy of that, and Prosthetic Head is the closer that is overlooked by many just because it comes right after Good Riddance, Time of Your Life. Most people feel like that's where the album ends, but no, there's a hidden track right after that, except it's not hidden at all. It's just like people just think the album ends, and I'm just like, Prosthetic Head, it's right here, please listen to it. Some of Green Day's songs are blatant and in your face about their hatred for someone. It's sarcastic, it's seething, and obviously Billy Joe is known for his oxymorons, kind of contradicting himself within tracks, but here he's a little bit more sly about it, I suppose. He's not as direct as songs like Platypus, I Hate You on the same album, of course. Here, he's just kind of like, you know, these are reasons why you suck. This is why you're a horrible person. Don't even try to pretend like you're not. You're just a mannequin, a prosthetic head. You're here, but are you really here? There's a line on here that really stands out to me, and I'm gonna quote it to you guys. All dressed up, red-blooded, a mannequin. Do or die, no reply. Don't deny that you're synthetic. You're pathetic. Well, I think that says it all right there. Just set the mic down and walk away.
Should have made my decision later about the self-destruction. Slow progression, killing my complexion that is rotting out my dead. I'm on the road, no self-control. I'm blowing up.
Ever wonder why this song was called Geek Stink Breath? It's about meth. You know, meth makes your teeth fall out and makes your breath stink. Don't do meth, kids. Come on. In terms of Green Day singles that came out in the 90s, especially from this very album, Insomniac, I feel like this is one that people tend to forget about. They're like, oh yeah, Brain Stew, yeah, Jaded, and it's just like, yeah, you know, there was a great song on there called Geek Stink Breath that deserves more attention too, but that's just my 2 cents.
The urge to binge and search, the table turn, to crash and burn. Juliana homicide, make my demons come to life. Oh, Juliana homicide, oh, what should be my blushing pride?
And the only other song that we'll be seeing from the trilogy, we have Dirty Rotten Bastards from Trey. That was a late 2012 release, and another multi-part song from Green Day where they're just absolutely killing it. Once again, I love this song and all of its parts. I like the character development in this story as well. There seems to be a character called Julia, and there's also some kind of party rage themes going on here. Dirty Rotten Bastards, it feels like kind of a night out on the town, drinking with friends, and you're like rallying them to like go do something. And I love how this song moves from like that feel, just like everybody in a circle kind of rocking around, singing the Calling All Demons, This Is the Season. Then it moves into that bass breakdown, and then the guitar's just roaring to life, and it kicks off, and then Billy Joe's shouting California's burning down tonight, and it's just like, whoa, where did that come from? And then it smooths back out, moves back into another part of the song, and it calms it down, ties it all back together just with a nice little guitar transition, and it's a perfect tune. That's why it's so high up on my list.
I got no motivation. Where is my motivation? No time for the motivation. Smoking my inspiration.
In terms of most iconic bass lines, Longview is taking the cake for days. This is one that pretty much everyone knows. It's a staple in their discography for a reason. And so what if it's about laziness and masturbation? I mean, what good song isn't? This was one of the first Green Day songs I ever heard. It still gets played on the radio all the time. Pretty much anytime I accidentally flip on the radio, this will be on an alternative station within like 10 minutes. And it's just like, oh, it's good to know that they're still overplaying the hell out of this. Fortunately, I don't listen to the radio like ever, so I play this song whenever I want to, and it's never really gotten that stale to me at all. In fact, I love it more now than I have even in recent years. It's one that, for some reason, even though I'm no longer a teenage degenerate burnout like they're talking about in tracks like, obviously, a lot of the ones on Dookie, including this one, Longview, this is one that I don't know, I see myself just maybe, lighten it up and relaxing too. In all seriousness, this is a fantastic, well-instrumentated tune, and I love that it plays up that looming bass line, and it talks of just like a slacker trying to get his shit together. Plays that distant guitar, especially in the outro of the track, and I love that looping drum that just kind of goes throughout. Trey Cool did a fantastic job here, especially once they get to the chorus. Obviously, there's that threshing drum and guitar combo right there, right before it all hits home. Bite my lip and close my eyes, take me away to paradise. That's a line that I still quote all the time. In fact, I just tweeted that out like a few weeks before I released this video. One that has truly stood the test of time, a classic.
You're a picture of your symptom. You are your honest enemy. Know your enemy.
I feel feel like by the time I'm done with all of these Green Day videos, this song is no longer going to be underrated because I am giving it some exposure. I'm glad to be giving this song some attention, and it is clocking in at number 4 on my list. You can see this song just moving further and further up for me, and I have fallen head over heels for the track Restless Heart Syndrome. Everything from its pharmaceutical references to just self-medicating, and then finally getting into the self-tortured mind, just talking about how, you know, I am my own worst enemy. Like, wait a minute, like, I've been blaming all of these other people for all of my problems. I've been trying to take just all of the pain of the world away, but guess what? I looked in the mirror today, and you know, you are your own worst enemy. Know your enemy. And then it goes into, right after he says that, this just mind-shatteringly good guitar breakdown. I don't even know how else to put it into words, other than it is gorgeous. I would make love to this song if it was possible, and especially that guitar solo. Long were the days of Green Day's past craziness and insanity by the time this song came out. It was a big change for them whenever they released Warning. A lot of people were thrown off by it. They were kind of losing traction with their fans. They were down to playing Warped Tour at this point in their career, and I don't want to diss Warped Tour. It's not something that I personally attend, but I have nothing against it. It's just that it's mainly for smaller scene bands, and Green Day were huge arena selling bands, especially at the time of like Insomniac and even Nimrod, and then it kind of shifted after that. They took 3 years off in between records, and then Warning comes out and they're down to this. And Waiting gets released as a single, gets an excellent music video that I love. It's just kind of playing up this loner's mind, this person who doesn't exactly know how to conduct themselves whenever it comes to day-to-day business, and he's waiting for this big moment or this big break to happen in his life. And I love that the guitars and just even the drum patterns on this track managed to capture that essence that Billy Joe was really writing for. I feel like on this track, the guitars had something sprinkled in that I'd never really heard from them before. It does feel very early 2000s to me, and I feel like they were ones that kind of helped start this movement. It has that layered guitar effect, especially in the background of the verses of this track and even the chorus. I love how it builds back up before it gets back into the verses. There's just so many things that this song does right, and as a result, I'm putting it number 3 on my list.
There's nothing wrong with me. This is how I'm supposed to be. In a land of make-believe, you don't believe in me. Get my television fixed. Sitting on my crucifix.
We're almost all the way to number 1, but first we have to give attention to another perfect song, one that is always giving my number 1 a run for its money. I doubt it will ever overtake, but it has been always sitting at number 2 on my top favorite Green Day songs list. We have Jesus of Suburbia, a shining example of Green Day just in their writing prime. Everything was ripe about this track. Just the instrumentation, just the story, how they managed to put 5 different songs within one and make them sound this good is beyond me. I know I've said that for other multi-part Green Day songs, but it's just not realistic for most bands to be able to pull it off, writing this many different styles into it, just this many stories within one, all of the tales that are going on here. Jimmy, aka Jesus, of course, is just running away. He's running away from his problems. He's getting out of town. He's the Jesus of Suburbia, the son of Rage and Love. I'm actually thinking about getting Rage and Love tatted on me somewhere. Let me know if I should do that in the comments. I want it along with the album artwork, the heart grenade, I don't know. We'll see. Green Day constantly show their skill for all styles and varieties of music, and Jesus of Suburbia is the perfect example whenever it all culminates into one. This storyline is so just enveloping. You lose yourself in these characters and what's going on here. You care about their outcome, and you love the transitions. You love hearing the piano in this track, like at the center of the earth in the parking lot, the pianos kick in, and then it builds back in to just all of these crazy meltdowns. I don't even know how to describe this song. You have to hear it for yourself. I know it's 9 minutes, but it is worth every second. It'll feel like only a minute went by, and then you'll want to replay it over and over and over again.
I walk alone, I walk up, like shadows, only one that walks beside me. My
Ladies and gentlemen, here we finally have it, my #1 pick for my top favorite Green Day song. I would have told you this whenever I was 13 if you asked what my favorite Green Day song was, and I will tell you now as a 24-year-old man, Boulevard of Broken Dreams. This is a track that does get kind of hard for me to talk about sometimes. I don't necessarily get all choked up about it. I mean, I have before, for sure, but it's one of those ones that takes me back to a different time in my life. The memories of a time whenever I didn't feel accepted because I wasn't accepted. In fact, it was looked down on for me to listen to this style of music because I went to a religious middle and high school, and I am a religious person myself, but not to the point where I'm absolutely just nuts about it like the people that were just over me and in power over me were, especially at my school. My parents weren't accepting of it either, and I just felt very oppressed. I didn't know how to vent my feelings, and songs like Boulevard of Broken Dreams just, I know it sounds cheesy, it just made me feel like not alone, and it's still one that just makes it feel like you're okay to be alone. You're stronger on your own sometimes, but it's also okay to need someone. It's weird. It's just like my shadow is the only one that walks beside me. I love the acoustic and mellow feel of parts of this track, and obviously how it just really turns the amp to 11 whenever we get to the guitar solo, and even the riveting chorus on this thing. The melody on it is flawless. Everything about this track screams perfection to me, and obviously I related to it a ton, especially in my teenage years, and even as I continued. I mean, I spent a year living in a city where I knew literally like no one for like a year, and this is a song that would come on and I would think, you know, is this how it's always going to be? Music is there for you even when people aren't, and that's why I feel like it's so powerful. This is my favorite song of all time and my favorite Green Day song. I hope you guys enjoyed my top 20 Green Day countdown. Keep in mind these were all just my choices, so please no comments like, where's this? I didn't see that. Where's that? You know, I'm just so sick of them because it's just like, do you not understand that everything is opinion? There is no such thing as a factual top 10 list for any band ever. Just saying. So if you would like to see more Green Day videos that I've done, all of my reviews and countdowns are in a playlist in the description. You can click right down here to see Revolution Radio Review or American Idiot Review. Those are both going to be directly below me. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you have not already, because friends don't let friends go unsubscribed. Leave a like while you're here as well. And don't forget to retweet that pinned tweet on my page for the next week of the time of this video going up. You can retweet that to be entered in the contest to win one of those digital copies of Revolution Radio. Thanks for watching today, and I will see you guys very soon right here on ARTV.